Hello everyone, this is Rakesh Kapilas and I welcome you all in my today's class. And I hope that you all are fit and fine at your homes. And I also hope that you all are getting my videos and you are understanding them properly. So now today we will discuss class 11's economics and the topic for the day is organization of data. Before starting, let me tell you what is the meaning of data. The statistical information collected by an investigator for the investigation purpose, for the survey purpose is called data. And when you will collect the data, then the raw data will not give you the result. You have to make the arrangement of data. You have to manage the data. You have to make such an effective arrangement for the data that the user of the data to whom you will present, he can get the accurate and appropriate meaning from the data. For that, you have to organize the data. You have to organize all the statistical information collected. And in order to collect the data, you have to classify the data, you have to make the presentation of data either in form of table, in form of rows, in form of histogram, pie chart, or jive, or anything. Even you have to make the graphical presentation of the data. So what is the organization of data? What is the meaning of organization of data? So organization of data means systematic arrangement of the data. Just in order to make the data in a systematic manner that we can compare them, that we can make a valuable or accurate conclusion from data, that is organization. And in organization of the data, the very first step is classification of data. Classification may be defined as the process of dividing the data on the basis of a particular common feature. Like suppose all the students are being classified or divided into different houses on the basis of a particular common features, like roll number 1 will be given in one house, roll number 2 in second house, third in third house, fourth in fourth house, and fifth again in first house. That is classification. The division of data, the proper allocation of data is called classification. Now, what are the objectives behind classification of data? If an investigator is classifying the data, then what may be the objective for which he will do that? The very first is to make the data simple and understandable. To make a data quite simple or understandable by the user, because the raw data will not give any meaning. The second is in order to make that comparable. Anybody can compare the data, like we can make the comparison of this year result with previous year result, we can make the comparison. Then in order to make it more attractive, it should be appealing for the user. Whenever any user will see that, that should be inducement for the user to see that. Then in order to make the data condensed, or you can say when the data is really in a very big in size, then in order to make that data small, in order to make the data like of an appropriate size, just in order to compress the data, we have to make the classification. Now we will talking about what should be the rules. If I am going to make the classification of data, then what should be the features of a good classification system? The very first is the data should be homogeneous. All the similar data should be grouped in one group. Like all the students who used to study the business study, economics and accounts, they will be put in the commerce section. All the students who used to study the physics, chemistry and maths, they will put in the non-medical. All the students physics, chemistry and bio, they will be put in the medical department. They should be divided on the basis of their homogeneity, common feature. Then the data should be simple. it should be the rule, it should be the feature of good. Then it should be stable. Once you have make the data, that should be stable. It means it is not possible that every time you are shuffling the data. Then there should be scope for the change. No doubt that it should be stable, but still in some exceptional, or you can say extraordinary cases, there should be some scope, some possibility to make change in the classification. And last, it should be understandable. When you are going to classify the data, the classification should be of a such type that it should be understandable by the reader, by the user. This is the features. Now we can discuss what are the different types of basis of classification of data. How you can classify the data? The very first is geographical classification. When you divide the data on the basis of a geographic location, like I am talking about, suppose if the data of literacy rate is being collected from India, then we can divide them on the basis of states like Himachal, Punjab literacy rate, Haryana literacy rate, or anything. When we are dividing the data on the basis of a geographic location like state, region, district, it is called geographic classification. Then second is chronological. When you divide the data on the basis of time, year, like the birth rate in 1990, the birth rate in 1991, okay, the pass percentage of the school in 1998, in 1999, in 2000, it is called chronological, on the basis of time, on the basis of occurrence, on the basis of year. Third, qualitative. When you are dividing the data on the basis of their quality, their features, like on the basis of educated people, uneducated people, then boys, girls, rural, urban. This is the quality of individual. When you are dividing the data on the basis of quality, it is called qualitative. The last is quantitative. When you divide on the basis of quantity, like suppose I am writing number of children, families, 0 children, 10 families, 2 children, 100 family, 3 children, 20 families. I am dividing the data on the basis of quantity. It is called quantitative classification. So this was about the classification objective, what should be the features of a good classification system, and what are the different types of classification. So now we will discuss the different types of series, and the different types of series in different you can say context. Okay. Hello everyone, this is Rakesh Kapalis again, and I welcome you all. And moving further, in our previous video we have gone through what is classification of data, how you can make the classification of data on the different basis, and what may be the different types of features in a good classification. Now the next topic, that is statistical series or series. What is series? When the data is arranged in a systematic manner, when the data collected by the investigator is being presented in form of a systematic arrangement, then that arrangement is called a series. Okay, like the information, like the marks obtained by the class is being collected by the teacher and it is being arranged systematically, then that systematic arrangement will call series. Okay, now we will discuss what are the different types of series, what are the different types of presentation in form of series an investigator can make in order to make the organization of data. The very first is individual series. Individual series is that series, it is also called ungrouped series. This is that series in which the data is singly listed. Like the teacher has made the single list of all the students who got the different types of marks. Roll number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 up to 100, up to 200. He has mentioned all the names. It is called individual series. And in individual series, we will get only one, that is variable x. We don't have any frequency. Okay. Roll number 1 marks, roll number 2 marks, and so on. This is called what? Individual series. When the data is singly listed. Discrete series. Discrete series is that series in which the data is being presented in some condensed way. Like suppose the marks obtained by 100 students. Right? Now in order to avoid the time, what we can do, like 5 marks obtained by 6 students, 10 marks obtained by 7 students. We will show the frequency, how many times these marks occur, how many times this thing occur. Like 5 marks obtained by 6 students, 10 marks obtained by 7 students, and in this case, the number total will be the equal to the total of frequency. Means this will called variable x and this will called frequency. Now in this case, n will not be equal to number of items just in case of individual series. It will be total of, you can say, sum of frequency. Okay, sum of frequency. This is called discrete series. Come to the third and last, that is continuous series. Continuous series is also called frequency distribution series. This is the series in which you will find how you can recognize that which one is the continuous series. You will get a class interval, you will get a range, like 0 to 10 marks obtained by 5 students, 10 to 20 marks obtained by 6 students. You will not get the variable x in an exact form it was in discrete and individual series. You will get the x variable in form of a range, in form of a class interval, and this will called continuous series. 3 types of series: individual series, discrete series, and continuous series. Now come to the different types of continuous series. Individual series and discrete series having no types. They are simply individual and discrete. Come to the continuous series, there are total 5 types of continuous series. The very first is exclusive series. Exclusive series, how you can identify and how you can recognize which one is the exclusive series. It is that series in which the upper limit of previous class interval will become the lower limit of next class interval. The upper limit of previous class was 10, now the lower of next is 10. 20 is the upper limit of previous, now it will 10 to 30, 30 to 40. Means when the lower upper limit of previous class interval will become the lower limit of next class interval, it is called exclusive. Opposite to it, inclusive series. It is that series in which the upper limit of previous class interval will not equal to, like 0 to 10, now not 9 to 19, 10 to 19, 20 to 29, 30 to 39, so on. This is called inclusive. Come to the open end series. Third series is open end. Open end series is that series whose starting and maximum is not given, like below 10. Below 10 may be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 to 20, 20, 30 as in the exclusive series, and at last again you will not be given 30 to 40. Last interval, last class will be 30 and above. Means lower and maximum limit will not be given, that is open end series. Fourth is mid value series. Mid value series is that series in which, like this is given 10 to 20. How you can find out the mid value? You can find out the mid value by applying the formula lower limit plus upper limit divided by 2. Mid value can be find out by applying lower limit of the class interval, upper limit of the class interval divided by 2. Like if we have to find out the mid value of this, then 10 plus 20 divided by 2 will be 15. 20 plus 30 divided by 2 is equal to 25. When the class interval is given by applying this formula L plus U, that is lower plus upper divided by 2, it is called mid value series. Now the fourth and most important, that is cumulative series, cumulative frequency series. and we have to draft that. Like I have given one example. Suppose you have given this data 10 to 20 frequency 8, 2030 frequency 8, 10 30 to 40 frequency 12. Now how we can convert them? And cumulative series may be of two types. One is less than cumulative and more than. How you can make? See this. Now first of all we will check the upper limit of very first class interval, that is 20. Now what we will write? Less than 20, less than 30, less than 40. Class interval upper limit of first, that is 20, less than 20, less than 30, less than 40, and we will simply, you can add all these, and we will simply add like 10 plus 8, 18, 18 plus 20, 18 plus 12, 30, and we will keep on adding less than 20, less than 30, less than 40, and we will start 10, initially 10, 10 plus 8, 18, 18 plus 12, 30. This is less than. Come to the more than, again same information. Now what we will do? Now here we will pick the lower limit, 10, but we will write more than 10, more than 20, more than 30, but we will start from the bottom. 10 plus 8, 18 plus 12, 30, 30 on the top. Now 30 minus 10, 20, 20 minus 8, 12. This is more than. We will keep on deducting. First of all, add all these things, add all these, top, add. Now start decreasing one by 30 minus 10, 20, 20 minus 8, 12, and 12 will be the last digit because less than this nothing is there. So this is all about the statistical series and different types of series. Thank you very much.